Live, it is September the 19th, 2022, live from the smelly little studio at the corner of Walk and Don't Walk. It's Canucks with Guitars featuring myself and that guy and the other guy. And those people right there commenting, typing. There you go. Some of you may recognize that intro. Some of you may not. A little throwback. We've got in the chat tonight, Ferd Burfel, Fast Eddie VH, Guitar Man 45, BC Rich 581, Billy Baloney, Hip Metal Works, Ferd Burfel, Billy Baloney, Michael Krause, who's north of Boston, I hear. Michael B., who's, I believe, west of Boston. Keith Campbell, who's way west of Boston. Terry's 3G, who's northwest of Boston. Guitar Man 45, who's west of Boston. JP Page 2, south of Boston. Ferd Burfel, so way southwest of Boston. Keith Campbell, again, way west of Boston. Mark Taft, northwest, not northeast. Northeast would put him in the ocean, Ben. Well, possibly Nova Scotia and or Newfoundland. So, Mark Taft. Thomas Santiago. We got Paul McNary. Of course, he's early. Expect anything less. Martin Lemaire. L&M Guitar Corner. I hope for some flamenco, my friend. Well, you're going to be disappointed. Never learned the flamenco type music. Hitman Dwight Bailey's here. Paul Fuchs is here with all the Telecasters. Sweet. That's quite the load in. Yep. LRM Guitar is here. I am not drinking vino. I am drinking, well, it's red. I don't know. I guess
Tahiti treat.
I am not saying what it is because it's maybe an upcoming video. The fella hadn't finished it and didn't want to toss it. Yep. Who else we got in here? Ben's drinking wine. He must have been soldering. Right? So, yeah, live Q&A. You know, you got the Q's, we got the A's. Also got some channel news coming up. You know, once we get a few more, we only got a Scarborough suitcase in here so far, so we got to let a few more filter in.
There's some flamingo guitar.
Trevor is looking for clothing. How do we do this? What? Oh, I like that.
Guitar, right?
I like that. Yeah, you want to hear some of that flamingo guitar? Flamingo, isn't that what Jimmy Buffett is? Isn't that like flamingo guitar? Or that's pina colada guitar. I don't know. T. Ricky, he knows what I'm talking about. Channel nudes? Oh, I hope not.
No.
Dear Junkie 35? Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. That's a calendar that will not sell. It's not even friends and family are buying that one. They're like, nope. Yeah, what's up, Seth? Good to see you. Yes, yeah. So, yeah, I was busy. Actually, have 2 guests booked. Gonna try booking another one after the show due to time changes. We got to remember to do that off air, Trev. The guy that you said, hey, and I'm like, yeah, and then I keep forgetting. So, Josh Tamberg, he knows because he's like, it's lifestyle choices, Ben. It is. Royal City Wreckers. He's out in BC.
He's across the river here for me.
Yeah. Nice. I see HMW, so I assume Hip's in here. Oh, there's Hip. He just went off screen. What? Who's messaging me? Yes. Right. Sure. Thanks. Production. Oh, boy. It's going to be one of those shows. I want to shout out and thank again for coming on last night. Sean Pierce Johnson. That was a lot of fun. Miss hanging with Sean, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, so that was a lot of fun. There's Scott Brockaway. He knows what I'm talking about. And, you know, I figured, you know, it's funny. We're talking last night off air, Trevor and I. He's like, I wasn't really aware of the mighty SPJ. And I said, well, I have a fluid community. And if just had, like, I think literally, Trev, probably you had just started tuning him probably right after the last time he was on type thing. Because he's been around a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Has it been that long? But hey, Fruitcake. Good show on Loverboy the other night, by the way. Just saying.
I think he was away for probably the last 6-ish months, maybe.
Oh, easy. I think it was
Yeah.
April or something. It looked like I sent him a link back in April, and that was, I think he jumped on a show with Aaron maybe or something like that, I want to say.
Yeah, otherwise...
Or Aaron jumped on the last time he was on. I can't remember which it can happen, because the rule is, if you're a guest on the show, or let's say I have a guest on the show, and you're in the chat, and you're friends with said guest, like even outside of YouTube, we'll say, like you've met in person, chances are they're gonna do a cameo. They'll say, "Hey, send me the link." I'm like, "Of course." It's like when JJ's on, Aaron's like, "Send me the link." I'm like, "You got it. There you go." So yes, everyone's saying howdy to each other in there. Like Keith liked the show. We got 33 people in here. We're up to Harry Gant's number. That's awesome. School Bandit.
34.
35. Sweet. Gear Junkie's number. He's like, I like this. Let's match the thumbs up with the viewers, and he'll be happy.
Sure, make us a liar. 34.
I still see 35. So I'm going with my feed, which is probably on
it went up to 35.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
That's what it took.
Someone just refreshed
to get the one back.
Someone just refreshed. That's all they did. Yep, they just wanted to refresh. I get it.
Through a tunnel, maybe.
Yep, could have been. Yeah, bad
That's
reception,
true.
spotty reception. Well, now I see 34. Now Keith's mentioned it. Keith's all about the stats. He knows
so it's
all
screwing with us. They keep watching, not watching, not watching, watching.
I tell you, well, Terry and Trev, you can both attest to this because I know you've both tuned into the NASCAR side of things in my life as well. Keith Campbell, he's active in the music chats and he has all the info. And then he comes into a race chat and he still has all the info. He's a smart man.
A couple of things that he knows.
Or he pays attention. One or the other. Maybe he takes notes. I don't know. Let's see. Fruitcake says, what are the low temps at night like up there now? Last night it was nice. It only dipped down in the mid 60s, but we got into low 40s last week a few nights. And so I took the switch and I went from the AC to the other way. Because I woke up one morning. She was about 65 in the house, and it was a little nippy. I didn't like it.
Here it was actually 33 Fahrenheit. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's right at the freezing mark.
Heat.
Yeah. When it's frosty outside, the heat comes on. Let's see here. I was up to 51 subs, then back to 50. I think my mom subscribed again. Presley California Customs, if you haven't already. Let's give him a shout out. He's a friend of the channel. Jim Woodard. What's going on, my friend? So, check out him. That guy, right there in the chat. This guy. This right there. Click on him and everything.
1 second.
Terry's like, oh, I have to multitask. Oh, apparently T. Ricky, US, was in Banff. Nice.
Beautiful there. Yeah.
That's what Keith says. Again, stats, right? When he says Banff is gorgeous, that's not just an opinion. That's a fact. It is. It's gorgeous.
There we go. Go check out his channel there.
Yeah. After the show, or you can leave and come back. I don't care.
Or just say open in new tab.
Yeah. So, live Q now. So we've done a question so far. How have we done? Well, yeah. What was the weather like? Perfect. That's guitar related. Keith was there in 81. Nice.
When did Calgary have the Winter Olympics?
88.
Oh, 88, yeah.
Yep. 76
Almost
in Montreal,
around the same
88
time as the
in
Flames were
Calgary,
actually
and what? 2002 was Vancouver? 2010 was.
2010 here. That was good times.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge, Royal City? Just partaking prior to the show. We're only 10 minutes in. Suppose. Banff last week, and it was whatever 7 is when I left for the airport.
It's about 40, 42.
Yeah, right in around 40.
It's about as warm as you ever want your fridge to get.
Yeah. Oh. Let's have the power cable for the laptop on the retractable shelf so I can just, yank the computer into my lap when a fella decides he wants to partake. So, I haven't seen Charles in the chat yet. I don't know. Is he lurking? Is he busy?
We're gone to Shane.
Yeah. Is he wet sanding away from keyboard? Wet sanding.
Maybe lurking.
Yeah, he would put AFKWS, right? Away from keyboard, wet
There
sanding.
is not a Dr. Fabric top participating at the
All
moment.
right, well, fine. That's fine. Been in Vancouver Island twice. Nice. He's sanding, always sanding. Exactly. Right. So, I was over at Ardens Music, one of the sponsors of the show. See, yeah, there's their name right there on the bottom. Now a Gibson dealer. So I was in there trading on some strings. For those who know and those who don't want to know, though, I'm pointing at it off camera, so you can't see it. So I might as well point to it. Picked up a classical and needs strings because it only has 5. I wouldn't care if the low E was gone. Fine, we'll just play open G on a classical. Just that'll piss off all.
You could play Keith Richards style.
Exactly. I'll just play Stones tunes and old blues. But they had the time up ends, and with the way my hands have been feeling lately, I was like, So a fella found some ball end nylon, so he's going to throw on it. So that we're going to do. But so when I decided to just trade in the strings rather than just return them, sale. And a fella snagged up some of the new excess strings, extra small, extra slinky. Nope, that's the other company. Extra small. I don't know. Either that or it's their latest.
Extra
EP.
sneaky.
Yeah, could be. I don't know because I think it's their EP because it opens up like a concert tour book or something. I don't know. What has it got? Glue in there? Velcro? No, just some. Oh yeah, some of that not quite glue, not quite rubber stuff. Sure. Then there's a picture of a string up close, just so you know you get right in on the action. Or artwork. I don't know. You can frame it. Sure. That'll look nice on the desk right there. And then there's another tear that you gotta. There's it's like Fort Knox and then some to get into it, which is nice. That means they got to be fresh. So we're going to put these on this week. And Terry's like, why? Aren't you an Ernie Ball guy? Not all the time. But the reason, and that's negative, Terry. Don't say that. Don't. See? I know. Folks, right? Johnny Love knows. That's why he's like, what? So we're going to try these out. I haven't figured out which guitar yet. I've narrowed it down, but we're going to put them on a guitar, try them out, because Ben on Friday night booked Rob Cunningham of Daddario on this coming Sunday. So if you got string questions and concerns and comments about strings, other than, hey, do you guys make the strings for this company? Then he won't answer that. But I'll go.
Well, they got, to be honest, they have a lot of accessories and products in general too. So that'll be awesome.
Exactly. So that's what I'm curious to talk about. They got capos and straps and pedal boards and cables. Because they bought or own Planet Waves, but Planet Waves is now just Daddario cables. Whatever. Logo is kind of similar after a while once you start rubbing on it. Christopher Live Sawa, good to see you, my friend. And Blackjack Guitars here as well. Nice. We got 41 people. And so, I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm thinking I might put them on the 67 telly. Presley uses Daddario's. Daddario. I really need to get that sorted before the show on Sunday. Say Rob from that company that I don't want to pronounce, but read in the description. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I have done a show with Rob previous, all over on Dave Nesdall's channel. And so, if you want to check that out, you can. If not, we'll probably talk about the same stuff because, lifestyle choices. I don't remember what I asked him a year and a half ago. Thank you, Tony. So, I'm looking forward to that. And, tentatively, so just circle it on the calendar once, possibly in pencil. But tentatively, coming up next month, would that be October the 9th, I want to say?
Is that Thanksgiving weekend? Canadian Thanksgiving weekend?
Could be.
I believe it is.
That would be next Sunday, yeah. Or not next Sunday, 2 Sundays or so ago. No,
So it'd be the second?
Second Sunday of October, yes.
Okay, so Thanksgiving Sunday. So we'll see. We may have to change that, but we'll see. We may have Stuart Cameron on, who gained notoriety playing for his father in his outfit, and then he played with Matthew Good for a number of years, and currently playing with the Crash Test Dummies. So that'll be fun. He's had quite the stellar career, folks, is what I'm saying. Done a lot of side, like for a while there, I think he was playing 3 or 5, 10, 19 bands. I don't know.
A guy like that's going to have some stories.
Well, yeah. And he's a versatile, like you figure, okay, for those who don't know, Stuart Cameron is the son of John Allen Cameron. And if you're Canadian and don't know who John Allen Cameron is, you might want to give yourself a slap, okay? Because I believe he's in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. Iconic, I call it East Coast music, but Celtic music, if you will, traditional folk even, but East Coast music. A lot of jigs and reels, Trev. I don't know what
here in the pub just up from the pier where they all park their boats at the end of the day. They go to the pub.
Great Big Sea kind of it leans into it, but they're still they mainstreamified themselves a little more. But hey, Randy Upchurch. So so Stuart started playing with his dad, playing that stuff, and has played just about everything. Like it'd be the type thing, like if you saw Blue Rodeo and you're like, hey, who's the younger person, right? Well, it's probably Stuart sitting in with him, because he could.
Cool.
So, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So tentatively for the 9th, I'll double check with him on that one. But who knows? He said he's free the first couple weekends in October. So yeah. Other than that, any cues? Do we have any cues? Well, we have a different Thanksgiving, Keith, because it gets colder sooner, so we get it out of the way.
Harvest happens earlier this far north.
Yeah, as Terry referenced, he had frost the other night.
I'm an hour north of Seattle, though, so that's a silly line to have to cross because they've got the same harvest as we do here.
I would love to have Nita Strauss on, Paul. Bit of a rock star, a little hard to do. Hey, paint neighbor, I'll give you a cue. Yeah, I get you a cue right here. What's up? Hey, Mad Dog. Good to see you. Hi, guy. I've been using Big D strings since I was 19. I'm 69 now. Big D. Is that like DRs or D'Addario? Probably D'Addarios, I would think. No frost allowed. Well, we're not called the Great White North for nothing. Because for a certain portion of the year, we's white.
Yeah, not to confuse our American friends, we only have Eskimos for about a third of the year. Not all the year, only a third.
We get out of the igloos at least half the year. We're good.
Yeah.
I've had to close my windows the other night. It got down to 55. Nice, Keith. That's pleasant.
Of course, we then got to avoid the polar bears and flying hockey pucks.
Well, yeah. And the moose. All the moose.
The moose.
We got all the moose. Michael Krause asked, did anyone buy any Fenders during the Labor Day sale? He left the U out of Labor Day, but I'll allow it because he's American. I was watching a 60 CH, and Steve got a classic vibe jazz bass for $240. Nice.
Yes, I had mentioned that the Fender's actual own website was doing Labor Day sales and up to 50% off on their Squire products.
Squire. Ooh, question just for Terry, apparently. So we get to sit this round out. Terry! Envelope filter? Thoughts?
Wrong person to ask that to. All I can say on envelope filters, I think it's a cool effect. Can I recommend one? No, unfortunately, I think there's more...
Anything but the DOD, basically.
Yeah. Probably avoid cheap ones. Stick to brand names.
You know what? If you want to dabble, The Electro-Harmonix Qtron.
Yeah.
They're affordable.
Definitely not the Worm. The Worm would be one you want to avoid.
Ben Presley has a follow-up question. Ben, that's me. Have you used an envelope? Yes, I used to own a DoD envelope filter. That's why I can highly recommend not getting one. Ornery. That thing was ornery and finicky. Let's
Paul's
see
got a good
here.
question.
Paul Fuchs.
Good to see you.
Paul Fuchs asks, will PV ever regain its former glory as an amp maker?
No.
The only way I would say the PV brand would be if they had mothballed the operation. Let's say in Mississippi there, they turned the factory into a import and distribution warehouse, Trev, but you kept all the tooling in the back, right? We just hung a bunch of paint sheets over it and shit. And then, trim down the workforce, obviously. And then it's easy to go back because the stuff's still there, the infrastructure and stuff. Although I don't know how much there is for probably wood shop for building the cabs and the actual head enclosures, but I can't see it. Unless, I don't know, is that company ever going to get sold? Like, is Hartley PV ever going to...
That, to me, that's what I was going to say. The only way PV will ever get back to what it used to be is if they find another person like Hartley PV.
Well, and, you hate, let's be honest, looking back at the company, everyone says Fender went to shit when they sold out to CBS, right? Mm-hmm. And then that was the downfall, and the same thing, Gibson with the Norlin era, and, and then, it's great, the employees buy it back, and we got the company again. Which is what happened with Fender, and all was good. But then it, into a huge company, and it's a corporation. I don't know if there's just 2 or 3 guys that own Fender. Highly doubtful. I'm guessing there's some form of board of directors situation. Much like Gibson's become corporate. Hartley PV, in theory, I would say, Terry, even though everything was smaller in the 80s, when he had that on country music in the 80s, everybody was using PV, right? He had all the backlines. Okay?
He even had some metal groups.
If he had gone public and, and not the full, I'm just, a dude, all of a sudden I lose control, but if he had issued enough shares for a quarter of the company or half the company or something like that, or brought in an investor group, which is now what you do. That's how you go corporate without going corporate, right? You sell half or 45% of your company to Trev's blue chip mutual fund exclusive because he's sitting on $43 million that he needs to invest in various companies to get a rate of return. And you're like, yeah, we make pretty good amps and, it's a solid business. And Trev's like, well, can you shoot me back 3% return profit every year? Because, inflation's 2%. And you're like, yeah, we can do that. Or 5%, whatever the number, a low number. And okay. Boom.
No, Hartley PV is still alive. He's just...
Oh, I know he's still alive.
Well,
he doesn't look alive, but he's alive.
That he died recently.
With a stick every once in a while, make sure.
Well, they did have the cutout of him at the last NAMM show, didn't they, or something like that? And then
he is 80, which is a good reason why he is wanting to step away, because he's obviously up there enough.
Oh yeah, just the day-to-day. What's up, Pops?
And Keith Campbell says,
handful of late comers. John DeShane's here now. Ryan Hall here. Christopher Live. So,
Sassy Cat.
Up to 53 people in the room. Cheers, my friends.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the inherent problem. That's why I say that, because his son-in-law has no passion whatsoever for.
Well, that's the thing. Keith Campbell I was trying to click on, but stuff's moving, so I gave up. Are his sons in charge? See, if he was able to, do that family legacy thing, but even then, let's say the PV kit, because they offshored everything, they pretty much gutted the company. They're pretty much like the Gretsch family, where you just license out the name to Fender and say, you do everything and just, again, cut us a check every quarter. What's up, Lucky Sevens? Good to see you. Yes,
Yeah,
hit that like, please.
There's a lot of their old stuff that if it was more modernized and they patented it and let it out.
Well, basically what the bread and butter has been for like what the last 20 years has just been the 6505/5150 amp. That's basically what kept them in business.
Yeah,
in many ways. Because I was like, I rented it like on last night's show. You know, it's not like the country world's using PVs anymore. It's a lot of Marshalls, Fenders, boxes, matchless.
I'd buy a PV head if I found one for a reasonable price, just to put on top of the PV cabinet.
Mm-hmm. But it was well built stuff. You know, I got a PV right there. I got a PV back there. A lot of my PA gear was all PV gear. I really enjoyed using that stuff. It was all pro, including a snake. Which is like a 12-panel input box on one end and a bunch of XLRs, and it's just a trunk line, so you can run that up to the stage, so you don't have to run all the cables back and forth. So, yeah. Oh, my ears just went plugged.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like
the HP2 I will not say is a ripoff of the Wolf, Keith. It's just a weird thing. And I say a weird thing, Terry, because it's not the PV Wolfgang. It's not the same guitar. Much like the Music Man Access is not the Eddie Van Halen Music Man. They've changed them here and there enough, but yeah, that PV thing, I played an HP2, and honestly, you would think if you had one out on a hanger available to play on at a NAMM show, you'd, I don't know, what's that word? Have it set up. Like, it was barely playable. I think the neck was in a back bow, to be honest with you.
Interesting. iRock Blues claims to have had a Bandit 75 years ago.
Or he had a Bandit 75, years ago?
I think
this is white punctuation. I see Boomer's in
back,
here.
What, 50s?
And Doug Strong is in here. Good to see you. Hey, Doug, are you sick of that dimension yet?
But yeah, that's basically what what that HP2 is just basically. Well, even somebody else said it. It's just most of the leftover crap.
Oh, it's not anymore. That shit's long gone. Like, you're not going to have leftover crap. Like, I get a kick out of that, too, Terry, because they claim that. It's like, you're literally, okay, how long has the HP2 been around? It's been around several years now. How much leftover bodies and necks would you have? Because it's not, leftover bare wood, because you could make other body shapes out of it.
True.
You know, so it's like, I call bullshit on that. I don't know if that's what, because I always heard the PV Wolfgangs were a decent guitar. I think, have I? If JJ's lurking in the chat, does JJ have a PV Wolfgang in possession?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Could ping him on WhatsApp.
If he does, then yes, I've played one. But if he doesn't, because I'm trying to, who do I know that would have owned one that I know virtually several people, but I don't. I'm thinking the amount of people I know, like, I'm the guy around here. I'm the guy I know that has a Wolfgang. You know what I mean? I'm that guy.
I was just getting ready to enable Billy Baloney's comment. Those T-Series PVs look like church pews.
Yeah, played like them too.
Actually, hey, Ben Crow actually did like that one that he picked up, even though it has.
I kid. They just have weird looking pickups and weird bodies, and they're a little weird. Sean says, I think only the first so many were original parts and then all that. Yeah, and I don't think a lot are being made now. Because, well, first of all, where do you get one? Is there any PV dealers left? Wait. Is Sean
That's
a PV
just
dealer
it.
still? Because even when Sean was a PV dealer, he didn't carry them. Paul Fuchs is gassing for a PV Windsor. I've heard things about them.
There's tons of those around, and they're basically like a Marshall.
Lucky Seven's buddy has a Bandit 65. Okay. Oh, I saw my name in something. IROC Zed Blue, PV Wolfgangs are nice. Played many and should have bought one. Yeah, like the original when Eddie was still like, hey,
yeah,
build that right. Don't be cheaping out on stuff. I don't know. The question is, who's building them, too? Do they even have a luthier shop anymore? Or is it just literally the office staff? Or between calls, they're just building guitars on their desk? I don't know.
that's a solid purchase. Doug Strong, he says he picked up a 6 was 9 from Solid Gold Effects.
Ooh.
The Hendrix wannabe fuzz.
Ooh. Okay.
Octopus Ear says his Embers.
Yay! Arrived on time and everything. Yay! And he got his Kiesel, 2 days ago?
Aren't we talking about the Embers yesterday?
Yes, John Shane has his up for sale. Probably sold by now. That was 24 hours ago, Trev. Right?
Yeah.
And we know when John decides to part with something. She gone. Let's see. John says, never met a Wolfgang of any variety that I liked. The EVH Music Man was a different story. Okay.
Sean Zimmerman says, I have a Windsor. Had to fix my name. Sorry, LOL.
What's up, Sean? Good to see you. Scott Brockway also had a Bandit 65. I think those of a certain generation, everyone had one. Oh, yeah, okay. Billy said the same thing. Everyone owned a Bandit at one time. For me, it was everyone owned a Rage at one time.
Yeah, the Rage was on the Rage.
God. I think I sold my last Rage to Mark Taft.
And then you almost couldn't give the damn things away.
Oh, I think I might have charged him $30-$40. I don't know.
Oh, still got it.
I think if I remember correctly, somebody actually daisy-chained 8 of them together to make a stack of 8 of them. It actually sounded pretty good.
No, it wouldn't. Those speakers, I used to just hit them with pedals, and they just vibrate and dance around on the floor. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
Daryl.
true.
The Decade. Nice. Yeah, the Decade, man.
Or even better, the PV Audition. They were ingenious with some of their naming of some of their amps.
I liked. Well, they did their version of like a JC 120 because there's the PV Chorus 212. It was nice. It was lush.
Yeah.
It was lush. What else? I always liked the little sleeper hot rod because it was small by a 112 standard, but the special 150 because at a single Black Widow 12-inch, and it was 150 watts.
Yep.
That thing just cooked.
Yeah, that's what I said. I had the special 112, and yeah, for 160 watts RMS, it was just mind-blowing. And that was at
PTM
4.
Guitar?
That wasn't even at 8 ohm. That was at 4 ohm. So it was like...
Pass for a guitar nut to get them low frequencies. What? Baritone or bass. For a guitar nut to get them low frequencies. Baritone or bass. Oh, I see what you mean. Similar, but still not the same. Because a baritone does use thinner strings than a bass. Also, you're tuning to B as opposed to a full octave.
Hello, Aaron.
What's up, Aaron?
And Aaron says, I used a backstage as the fill amp on our record, and I love the 115 Delta Blues. That seems to be a... Yes.
Aaron did similar to like the Joss Homer thing, where he threw his pedal board through that amp, and you mix that in. It wasn't like that's the primary amp sound you will hear. It's a mixed in sound that will come in sonically completely different than his other amps, and it's just.
Yeah, that's another thing too. What Scott mentions, the classic 20 and 50. Good luck finding one of those classic 20 mini heads for like under $1,000.
Yeah.
Or
I almost had a. I was funny because Pete on his show yesterday, Pete Thor was saying he liked the classic 20 and the 50, but not the 30. But I didn't mind the 30. I played one with the Tweed. It was a Tweed 30, and I almost bought it, and I missed out on it. So that's when I ended up with this one right around the same time. And was my buddy had it, and I said to him, "If you ever sell it, like let me know." And then he went and sold it because he needed money. Blah blah blah. I was like, well, "Why didn't you call me?" Like I had the cash, and every time I go over there and jam, I'd always play through that amp, and I'd just play direct in it. It's just I'm telling you.
What Aaron said. It blew that amp up. It was as close to a bomb going off sonically as possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he would have. Yeah, it would have again, Terry, dancing around on the floor, and you're hoping you capture it because it's just he's just pushing that front end so because he used the same pedal board, and if you've seen his pedal board, it's got everything. So, and he's probably had it all going on into it, and then some.
Ryan Hall says he's got a PV Renown hooked up to a
the PV Renown. I remember them. Oh, and let's not forget, like hell, for when I was in high school, any school that had a bass or a music program and a bass, TNT 150.
Yep.
It was TNT 150. Great amp. That was they were a single 15, 150 watt bass amp. Boom.
Yeah, that's pretty much what their market is nowadays, I think, is pretty much their bass amps.
I don't know. Well, yeah,
the guitar market for them is pretty
I'm going to go on over to PV's website. And I'm gonna see. No, not PV Mart, just PV. See, that's no, and it still went to PV Mart. I don't want PV Mart. I don't even know what PV Mart is, but I bet you it's not a fucking convenience store of fucking PVs. There's one in town. Oh, it's a fucking hardware store. Yeah. I know what that. Yeah, it's the old fucking Tractor Supply store. Fuck that. Yeah, I was like PV Mart. I was like, do they sell amps and stuff? Oh, no, that's all fun.
Shop smart. Shop PV Mart.
Right. No, I don't want the Wikipedia page. God damn it! Where is? Do they? They don't even have a website. PV manufacturing? Nope.
PV.com.
Trevor's already there.
Oh, all right.
And has it up.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, here. Then we'll just solo layout him. So what the fuck do they make? Instrument amps. Yeah.
Instrument amplifiers, guitar, bass, keyboard, steel.
So guitar amps. All right. Yeah. Guitar.
Ukuleles.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, that's a new one.
Pro audio.
Like Hartley didn't just meet somebody in the basement at NAMM. On that one.
Replacement speakers.
No, listen there. Oh, ooh, there. Hey, perfect. There. Now we're all on. See? Production again. Oh, yeah.
Shirts and stuff. Multimedia. There you go.
The Raptor series.
What do you want to look at?
You find a Raptor in any pawn shop at any given time.
Combos, heads, 6505 series. Yeah,
so apparently they're still.
They got very little now, guitar amp wise.
No guitar amplifier. Well, I'm interested already.
And what's been interesting is that they do direct sales now.
Ooh. All right. Hey, this is a Canadian question, folks. DMAC asks, you know any good guitar stores in downtown Montreal? Walking distance from the Bell Center. All right. So do we do Google Maps? Say, hey, we're at the Bell Center. Guitar stores near us.
We're going Montreal.
Where's Long and McQuaid in relation to the Bell Center?
I was going to say
that looks way too far up north. Keep
I
going.
guess so. He's around
Okay,
Hudson.
now we're in
Bay.
Newfoundland. Yeah, we're zooming in. Oh, I see Montreal. Coming in hot. All right. Fascinating, isn't it, folks? I'm curious. Myself because let's be honest. If you're a rock star playing the Bell Center, Trev, wouldn't you be doing the same search if you like going on a little guitar safari?
I bet you it's happened more than once.
Yep. More than one roadie / tech has been doing this Google search.
So there's quite a few places here. Some pretty high ratings, 4.8, 4.4, 4.8.
And they're all pretty, they're all pretty close, aren't they?
4. Here's the instruments, the music, Long and McQuaid.
The Long and McQuaid. No.
Jimmy Music, I just like the sound of that.
Yeah, and it's Jimmy with an I, so it's got to be good.
Right?
We got a Steve's Music, although Steve, it's not what it used to be. Sorry, Steve.
Les Musiques de Steve. I have found a more accurate...
Music Prestige.
They're all like there's it's pretty dense in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
Well, it looks like
look
at that. They're all like in one little neighborhood. Oh my, yeah, like you'd hit all 4 right there.
I have a quick Google summary here, and it says around Bell Center, there's Centre de Musique Canadienne de Quebec. I could be wrong. Maison de Musique Steve's.
I agree, Hip. 12th Fret is an awesome shop.
Moog Audio.
Very cool. All right.
Archambault.
How do we go back? There we go. Huh? And then go back because I'm the host, so I should be up in there. I'm up next to the stats that you can't see right here on my screen. I do. It says live, 43 minutes, 54 people watching. Nice. Yeah, if you're new, please subscribe. Thumbs up, algorithms, all that.
Yeah, as soon as you go to the east of the Bell Center, there's a crap load of music stores, it looks like.
If we had the bandwidth, we'd do Google Street View. All right, so you're going to want to check out this place right here. Apparently not. Right. Billy Baloney says, I just heard that Carter Music got so busy on the weekends that the chat skipped ahead. There we go. Weekends that they went to appointment only. Really?
Wow.
That's such an awesome store. I am so happy that I went there to visit, even though it's still those guitars still haunt me to this day. You know, people are like, "Is there anything to playing a vintage guitar?" Yes. Sadly, yes. In my opinion, there's a mojo. I don't know. Maybe it's all up in the cranial captivity, but nope. They resonate. That's the big thing. They resonate. They seem to be more resonant. Right, Aaron? It's your fault, Aaron. It's your fault. I still have nightmares about that telly. That's a good idea.
Jack said, Martin Lemaire said, Steve's Italian Melody. That store has been around for a while.
I was going to grab my phone, but the list isn't on my phone. We want to thank the patrons. Oh, speaking of that, this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, adjust accordingly. This Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Zoom call, hang thing. I'll post it up tomorrow. That's a busy day. I got to do Canucks on lunchtime, and then we'll do that in the evening. Oh, it's going to be a long day. But yeah, I want to shout out the patrons, channel members. They got the toques next to them in the chat, so they're pretty obvious. Although some people, they're double dippers. Some are triple dippers. They're crazy, but I love them. I want to shout out LRM Guitars, T. Ricky, Guitar Man 45, Cousin Todd Flowers, Doug Strong, Randy Crooks, Mohogany, Fruitcake Tony, Blackjack Guitar, Keith H., Paul McNary. Oh man, saliva. Other left, Ferd Burful. Yep. Ferd Burful. JP Page 2, John ZD351, Brother Bent Tom, Jeff K, Grumpy Mike Guitar, Symmetry. I know that guy, he's on the panel. Gear Junkie 35, he was on last week. Charles Green, he's got the best stories. Biased, but he's got the best stories. Joe C, unfucking believable. And of course, Mr. MIA himself, Charles 75N.
Mr. Wet Sand.
He's probably just wet sanding. Go, shut up. I'm busy.
Or even better, he's busy. He doesn't even realize it.
Well, hey, we know he's busy because he texted on a guy there. I don't know, maybe it was yesterday. Shipped out 2 guitars, Terry.
Wow.
Not one, but 2. 2 already. So the Meteora, she gone. And I believe, possibly, Seth, California Custom product. California Customs, right? Presley California Customs. I'll get it right. I keep thinking they're a car company. I just love that name.
I know.
And it's a great name. And so, yeah, I believe, a Telemacaster-shaped object has been shipped on back. I could be right. I could be wrong. Lifestyle choices.
Yeah, he didn't take too long to do that Telecaster body.
Yeah. And if you didn't know, PTM Guitars there. You saw him earlier in the chat before. You may have flaked off. Probably wife called him. Oh, easy now. You behave. He's been working on some designs and updates and variants on things like this, which is really cool. What is it? Business card holder. What's a business card? Asked the guy under the age of 30. Well, it's this thing. It's called paper. We used to use it a lot. People put the contact info on it. And if a fella meets another fella or fellette, and they want to
barcodes.
Keep in contact, yeah, barcodes, right. Hey, Gino, what's up?
Anyone can just make a QR code now.
I think it's a nice little pedal stand myself. You know, I asked if Brad can work on that, make it a nice pedal stand. Maybe, I don't know if he's got a, might want to ease her out because you can fit a DOD in there, which is fine because, you know, you're odd. But what do we do next year, Brad? What do I do next year? Just saying.
Can you have an app for that?
Yeah.
Nowadays, yes.
Yeah, what's your contact info? I'll just add it now. I'll text you.
Yeah, now it's you just point your phones at each other. There you go. Hey, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. Do it. Yeah, eventually be like, I don't know. Here, let my phone sniff your phone. I don't know. Contacts. You know.
Or you stick out your hand and you got the microchip in there, and then you go bleep.
My microchip will be in a guitar pick. I'll drop it. Like locked out of life. Can't access anything. I lost mine. I'm analog. Exactly. Save a tree. Well, that's why you never ask. It's funny. They always ask you, do you want a receipt? Well, you already printed it off. No. Save a leaf off a tree. It's not going to save a whole tree, but you can save part of a tree. You know. It's like when they ask, you know, do you need a bag? No, I bring my own bag. Save a fake tree. That's why I figured, you know, if you're not using the plastic bags, you're saving a fake tree. And fake trees need love too, because they're great. Way less hassle. The cat might still crap in it. But
there's all kinds of things that make awesome pick holders. Old coffee tins, old tea tins.
Old ashtrays.
Old ashtrays, yep.
Yep. I don't know, this abomination thing I got from the 60s or 70s, it's got, well, it had more picks in it before, but it's gone down. That's okay. We'll fill her up someday. Business cards are used to test the fit of a bolt-on neck. That's true too, Michael Crowe.
Very good point.
Jim Woodward also
Many
has
people
some
have
point.
used them for shims and necks. I don't personally like because the paper will collapse more.
You're saving turtles, not using plastic.
I'd rather use a slight piece of very thin wood veneer.
Oh.
Let's see here. What do we got? I have no clubs who ask for business cards. No, excuse me. Not everyone lives in the 2010s. Well, some of us try. We try. They do end up everywhere, Billy Baloney, in the plastic grocery bags. Yep.
Yeah. They're a pain in the ass to deal with.
Once I got used to bringing my own bags, going shopping, never looked back. One thing, I don't have broken handles anymore, carrying heavy crap. Hey, you might not want to put more than 4 cans of food in that one bag. You look, it's already, you want me to double bag it? And I'm like, can you quadruple? Maybe? Gift cards. I like that, Billy.
Look who pops up.
Oh, there he is. I ranted at you a minute or two ago, maybe. I don't know. You may or may not want to rewind a few minutes.
Maybe he was lurking.
I would hope he is. Being a
What?
channel.
Did somebody
Being a show
say my
sponsor,
name?
What else? Oh yeah, he also makes the. Can he? Yep. Professional. He makes the old fret rocker with the measurements too.
Yep.
If a fella needs to. I don't know what those measurements are though. I did like it just says 1. I'm like 1 what though? I don't know. But whatever. It doesn't really matter in a sense, Trev, because you're like I like 1.75. That's.
It's a reference.
I don't know if the 64ths or mils. Oh, it could be mils.
Those would be mils.
I don't. Oh no, it's not imperial. I measure in 64ths because that's how the guitars are made.
For the most part, some are metric.
Yeah. I don't.
But
I don't
at
measure anything in
that
metric.
particular scale, I mean.
Well, unless it's like I don't know. I guess if I'm
measuring
setting up an
somewhere
Ibanez
anyway.
and I want and Terry's like, hey, set up my Ibanez. I'm like, fine. And he's like, I want factory spec. I'm like, all right. So I look, so I consult with Manuel.
Yeah.
And because it's made in the land of the rising sun, it's all the metric. And you're like, oh, so I got to set it to 1.75 mil. And Trev's like, hey, that's the setting I like. And we're back to that.
A hair under 2. That's where I sit for a happy place. And around 1.5 for the high. Which is the same as 5/64ths and 3/64ths.
Well, it is millimeters. Thanks. I'll forget in 3.5 minutes, but I appreciate that, Brad. And
Michael
yes.
Krause brings up something interesting at 8:53.
I don't. Do I have timestamps? Oh, I do have timestamps. I don't pay attention. Who? At what time?
Michael Krause. 8:53.
Oh, right there. Ever used metal for a neck shim? No. Tried a Tele that had a brass plate for a shim. It was the brightest guitar I ever played. It makes sense. Like it's not going to compress.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Like I don't know. Is the Tele bright because it's a Tele, or did the brass? I'd be curious. Doing A/B with or without the brass plate. That would be curious, but interesting. I like it.
What? You can get that brass or copper pretty thin at the hobby shops, right? I circle back to those.
Oh hell, I gotta just. You probably use the copper tape even.
Right.
Like used to insulate stuff. I got that stuff there. I haven't used it, Terry, because I keep forgetting whether or not I was smart and ordered the conductive adhesive ones. Because if not, you gotta connect all the pieces of tape yourself, and that involves a soldering iron, and that's not a no. If I'm already gonna risk slicing all the fingertips trying to ground out a old Telecaster shaped object, because I bought because everybody was doing that a few years ago. Oh, you gotta put all fucking copper everywhere and insulate the fuck out of everything. But then after a while, I'm like, yeah, but then you kind of lose the character of the guitar. That's kind of the thing with a Tele. You kind of have that in the background at all times, you know, until you go to the middle mode. So apparently PTM Guitars is soldering or soldering as we speak.
Cool.
Yeah, I remember that. The 1 or 2 times I did that, put the foil in. I remember later on that day going, why do my fingers hurt? And then look, and they're all sliced up from putting the foil.
Oh yeah,
in.
it's just micro cut.
Yeah, micro cut up like crazy. It's like,
So the key is you're going to want to practice for about 4 hours a day, 3 days in advance, and then only do it left-handed, because then you got all the calluses. Billy Maloney says, "Hum is the sound of rock and roll." F shielding.
There's Guitar Man 45 at his keyboard, you know.
Yeah.
Still Charles MIA 858.
Hey, Cushman.
What's up, Cushman? What's that? So we got a flat tire, or is that fireworks, or what the hell's going on there?
Well, no Jake break.
No. That was soda pop that I'm finishing on now. When I literally hit record, about to I'm like, really? Wow. Thanks. Perfect. Yeah. Stop.
Kind of like when we're coming together there before the show, and all of a sudden here out of nowhere,
From across the house, yeah.
from across the house.
Literally the other end of the house and upstairs in the kitchen. Yep.
That would be like the cat that Steve needs to have instead of him trying to get
Right.
what's his name
Buddy.
purr.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, she did that the one year when Dad was on the show. I'm like, greetings. Yeah. Perfect.
I didn't say greetings to you.
He was right off camera. Are you talking to me? No.
Yeah, actually, I think I do remember that. Yeah, that was funny. Now we got a flock of geese.
That's not me. That's on him. Well, it was last Friday with Mark and Dave, the Tone Talk guys, and I had C17 coming in low and heavy.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
That was weird.
He's like, yeah, that's a fully loaded C17 coming in low and slow.
Canucks with cats.
Because when you got enough weight in the aircraft, Terry, you don't come in low and slow, you end up just crushing the landing gear when you land. And that's not good.
No.
Because not only are you writing off the plane, you're writing off that's full of stuff. And usually they're not carting the cheap stuff in those. Cool angled Tele switch plates. Yes.
The switch plates. Oh, yeah.
Are we showing those off? All right, hang on. Oh. Do I have to get up? Nope. I'll just scoot. Oh. Apparently I was playing this standing up because she's got the strap on. All right. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. Oh. I'm looking at myself on camera through the arm cutaway right here, Terry. Because I'm like a professional or something. But yeah, there's your angled deal. With or without hole for Tesi Switch. Or a non-Tesi Switch if you're not cool. But, I just say mazel. If you're going to replace the plate, mazel. Get a Tesi Switch and throw her in there. Great to annoy bandmates with, Trev. As well as getting your John 5 on. Just saying.
Exactly.
Or Eddie Van Halen apparently used one, I assume, because I see a bunch of people putting a big old arcade button type abomination sitting, like, just carving up those beautiful Wolfgangs. But whatever. You be you. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. I forget how that came about. I think I said I needed a plate with an extra hole to do that, and Brad said, "Hey, I know a guy." I said, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah, me." I'm like, "Oh," he says, "I'll help you out." And I think I had one that was cleaner looking, but that one's getting awfully dirty because I put just the unfish, and she's looking nice and relic at this point. I don't know. Does that come up on cam? Yeah, she's not purdy anymore because I never did paint it. And
Is that a patina of sorts, I guess? Right?
well, yeah, it was just, I don't know, what is that? Aluminum, or so whatever it's made out of, but it's just raw metal. Is what it is.
You could polish it and get it shining like a shiny star.
Could, yeah. It was me with a buffing wheel. Forget it. Could, but I'm not. No, I'll just let her get over.
Get one of them buff puff things for your drill, for doing your car wheels. Get one of those.
Oh, I have one. I got that. See, go back on the channel, Trev. It's one of the reasons I rarely do finish repairs.
Yeah.
I was handed a gloss black Flying V. Used. A Dean Mustaine V? Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, it looked cooler once I filled in all the exposed wood that, because the ends. Terry watched it. There's so much drop fill. I did so much drop fill. I had to build it up. Like, I'm just sitting there, just huffing fumes with black nail polish, and then, oh, now I need clear. Then I do the same thing with the glue boost over top of that, and sanding and the buffing and And he's like, he brought over another one. Oh, I tried polishing it, but she's kind of swirled. Oh, really? Like, I was like, I'm hoping there's enough paint left on that guitar when I'm done that it doesn't become a trans finish. Thankfully, I did not burn through the paint at any point, but I went up there and I forget, it got to the point where I was just polishing it with like a cotton cloth or something like that, like just dry, or not dry, or damp, or something like damp, dry. I don't know what it was, but like not really using any buffing compounds. There was a lot of compounds. Used all the compounds. Charles knows what I'm talking about. He won't.
Welcome back, Octopus Ears. Glad your internet's working.
Hey, welcome back.
And hello, Johnny Heartbreaker. Octopus Ears says the Embers is pretty awesome.
All right. I better put this back, otherwise I'll just start noodling.
Blackjack Guitar says he actually seen that plane.
Or one of them.
Company.
One of them. We have 7. 7? 7. Pretty sure 7. 3 of which are here, based out of this base.
Yes, Charles.
It may be more. No, I was just like, see, I thought to myself, Trev, they might have more by now. I'm like, oh no. Because with the Canadian military, if they're buying any kind of heavy aircraft, we're going to hear about it for years. So it's like, no, they haven't bought any.
Yeah, they're still trying to decide on fighter planes, if I remember correctly.
We got that kind of taken care of for now. Yeah, I forget what we're using. We might be back to the F-35s again. I don't know. What do we got? Have an Avro Lancaster flying over my house fairly regularly. Yes, you would, Doug, because you're in Hamilton. And that's where the one that's still airworthy is based out of. It's really cool. There's a museum, I believe, in Hamilton. We never owned any B-52s, Keith.
That's reaching pretty far back. B-52s.
Oh, they still make the B-52. It's just modern. But it's I've seen one because they did a fly over one of them, and I was like, "There it is," because I'm kind of looking at it. They're like, "How low can we go?" And I'm like, "You're low. You're all the way low," and it was loud. That Dog's sister stationed in Trenton. Very cool. That's why. Yeah.
Doug says you can pay $3,500 to take a ride in the Lancaster. Wow.
If you know what, if you had the money, I would say do it. Because I've seen video of people going up. Like I think Rick Mercer did it once, in one of his adventures, and I was just like, "That's pretty cool." It's like, do you want to sit in one of those glass gunners? I'm like, "Fuck no," because I'm terrified of heights, and I'm like, I don't want glass between me and death. No, because my luck, I'd be boom, it'd become an ejection pod. No,
Have you done the CN Tower, Ben? What about the glass floor on the CN Tower?
I did do it, and I froze on the because I walked onto that without realizing. Somebody said look down, and I froze. Unfortunately, a buddy of mine just bear hugged me and just went, "Here you go." And I said, and I'm like, "Thank you."
Start hugging the middle of the
said
tower.
that, and even right now, even I'm kind of going. Eee.
Yeah, when you mentioned it, I threw up a little in my mouth. Yeah, no, oh, yeah. And I did that 30 years ago.
I would imagine you'd be running back.
That was
Spend 45 minutes in line to go up and spend 20
was like
minutes.
one of the two school trips I did in high school, and that was part of as I was part of the sound and lighting crew. And I think, maybe I don't know if the theater department was involved. Well, it was just us, but every year because of the sound and lighting crew, we could go up to see a show in Toronto. And so we went up to see Phantom of the Opera, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll go." It was a big deal at the time. I'm like. And basically we paid for our tickets, but the rest was covered as far as travel and stuff. I'm like,
not bad.
All right. And because our teacher's like, I'm like, so what's the deal? He's like, so he's just renting an 11-seat van, and we'll pick up his wife on the way, and we'll make a day of it. We'll go grab something to eat, see a tower, whatever, and then we'll go to the show. I'm like, all right. And we're like, so one of the guys said, "Can we bring drinks?" And he's like, "Yeah." So we took that as we can bring drinks.
Yeah.
So
How many can you carry?
Yeah. So fortunately, one of us was of age, and so we had beer and we had whiskey and we had soft drinks as well. And it was funny because it was the teacher and his wife in the front. First row was sober people. Next row was, I'll have a pint or two on the way up. And then, there was us, last row. To the point where, Spew got his nickname Spew because he couldn't hold it in while we found a parking lot downtown Toronto. And he yacked all over his jeans. So he had to buy new jeans at the Eaton Center in early 1992, Trev. $75 for a pair of Levi's. I was like, I don't pay that now for a pair of jeans.
I think $50 you could have got Jordache or something, right? Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, no, but yeah, he bought black Levi's. He bought black Levi's because we're going to Phantom, right? And that's what as upscale as we get is black jeans because country X, whatever. So so Spew did that, and I just wanted to go to Sam the Record Man. I remember that. I'm like, fuck that, So we split off, and I went off set and Record Man, and we met up later at the Eaton Center, and then from there went to CN Tower. Liquored up. Oh my God. We sobered up in time for the show, basically. And good sound, good light, like holy crap, yeah, all the special, it was like going to a concert type thing.
Yeah.
So I was quite impressed with that. It was funny too, because there's of course intermission, because it's a live play. And a couple of the rednecks are like, "What? There's more? Like, we got to go back?" Because they're like, "I am done." They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, enjoy the moment,
We never go anywhere nice. Come on, just come with me once and do something nice.
So then the problem was, we agreed, okay, we'll tone it down, right, for the trip home. So we still got some booze, whiskey left, 26er, and we're like, okay. And so, of course, you look at the window, and you'd see the sign on the side of the road, what town you're coming up on. Oh, Oshawa. All right, we got an hour. Let's start drinking up. Okay. Not really. Oh, fuck. Port Hope. Fuck, that's like half hour, 40 minutes. Fuck, we got to drink up, Not realize we're in a blizzard. It took us 4 hours to drive home, so we were just Not really. We're only traveling 10, 15 kilometers an hour on the highway.
Wow.
So by the time we got back to Brighton, half of us are sloshed, like just wrecked. Because we ran out of mix, so we're just drinking straight whiskey in the back seat. I know for a fact, one guy, we literally did the old prop him up, ring the doorbell, and then as soon as the door opened, because the teacher knew he was going to get in shit. I remember pissing on the school, and then a buddy drove me home because I gave him a no-hurl guarantee, of course. And then I yacked when I got home. My dad apparently found me at 4 a.m. He goes, "You were green." I'm like, I'm not surprised. And I remember going into school on Monday, and it looked like a bust. Like all the shit's laid out because it was all the shit that was left in the van. Yeah. So it's like, I'm like, oh fuck yeah! There's those Japanese imports I bought at Sam the Record Man. Totally forgot about them. Totally forgot. We score. There's my tie. Perfect. All right, shit like that. And then
What a trip.
And he did. Yeah, it took him a long time to clean up that van, and he was pissed. And that was the last year that happened. We laughed about it afterwards.
Nice.
Yeah, we laughed about it afterwards. So I got some blame. He had thought it was my parents that complained. I'm like, no, my parents would be the last people to complain, dude. I'm like, trust. If anything, my parents would literally call you and just say, "Hey, man, it wasn't cool." Blah blah. Like, they wouldn't contact the school or nothing like that. But like, I remember because we left early in the morning enough that during homeroom we were already in the van. The vice principal was walking around the lower parking lot making sure everyone's inside. And because it's got the tinted windows, we're already cracking pints, going. We're like 17, maybe. Yeah, 17.
Right on.
Good times. And now you know the rest of the story. What'd I miss? Hey, Frank Quinn. Kingston always has drunken students nearly passing out on sidewalks drug. So that's okay. You've joined an ensemble of characters. Yes. So let's see, we're an hour and 13 in. We'll recap. Coming up this Sunday, Rob Cunningham of Didario.
Green guy.
It doesn't matter, Doug. Neither was I. Rob Cunningham from Didario and his band. I can't remember the name of his band. He'll be on this Sunday for the hang. Oh, excuse me.
Nice.
And then tentatively October 9th, we'll have Stuart Cameron, currently with Crash Test Dummies, coming on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about his various projects and projects he's done over the year. I bet Doug Strong knows who Stuart Cameron is. He seems like the type of guy. Oh, Ron Sexsmith. That was the name I was trying to think of, Trev, last night.
Oh.
Ron fucking Sexsmith. It just hit me. I've never liked Ron Sexsmith. Yeah. Keith Campbell, who loves my, he's like, what? Where the fuck did that come from? But we were having a conversation off air, and I couldn't remember because I was like, he's from out west. Can't stand him.
His information stored in a really old hard drive, so that search took 18 hours.
Yeah. Apparently I had to reach back the cobwebs, think back to high school years, and then it just, as I was catching back up, and then it caught that, hey, didn't you need this? Wasn't this you? That's right.
This is Ben's brain.
Oh, yeah. And
3,400 RPM hard drive that only had 512 megs.
Yeah. So, yes.
With an IDE connection.
Speaking of Ron,
IDE.
Speaking of Ron Sexsmith, he will not be joining us on the Zoom call this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Should be always a fun hang.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
That will be awesome.
And yeah, it's usually at least a dozen of us hanging and talking, and then it's a transient, much like the show. You know, like we'll have 100 people tune in over the course of the show, but not all at once, and that's fine. And what else we got going on? Oh, preview soda pop tasting this week is Fago Delicious Orange. See, I remembered from last night as well. I mentioned I didn't have to look it up 2 nights in a row. Ha! That means I need another bowl before we end the show, apparently. All right, fine.
Got some wiggle room.
Fine. Those who care to, I suggest you do as well, as we. Unless people got questions. I see a lot of Belleville references. Yes, Bell Vegas. Exactly. Especially if you call it Bell Vegas, yeah, you know. Billy can't make the Zoom work obligation. Well, we will partake in your honor, Billy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't Guitar Man 45 supposed to show off something? We wanted him to, Trev. Wasn't there? Wait. No? Yes? No. Yes? Or was it Guitar Man 45 said he was going to show something? Strain of the day. What is strain of the day?
Guitar Man should have both of the EVH heads now.
That's what I was just going to say. Didn't he have to send one back? Orange Punch.
Yeah.
I almost read that as Ranch. I was going to say. Okay.
And that is the price. And that is the price. $10.
$10
for an ounce. Wow. What a wonderful time we live in. Octopus Ears has a question. Matt and okay.
Keith Campbell 7.
No.
No.
He's on the West Coast. It'll be at 9:30 a.m.
Oh.
For him. For you, Terry, it'll be 12:30 p.m. So, yeah, both of you set an alarm clock.
9:30 on a Wednesday. I'll be balls deep in an espresso machine at a Canadian coffee shop.
Hey, Chris Hunter. You did. Well, make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and get notified. Which will be Sundays and Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live here. We'll probably be live more often if I get more bandwidth, because that's how it's going. But anyways, I had a question from Octopus Ears. You know, I don't know if you knew this, Terry. Recently acquired a LPD Embers pedal. Just saying. I don't know if you heard that. Just and he's like, where do you put yours? And mine is right after the tuner. It is the first thing I see. It may go to second only because it's going into a phase 45, which then goes into... Basically, there wasn't a pedal there before, and now there is. So it was originally hitting my phase 45 first. So the Embers is, in fact... Yeah, but basically my Embers is my first gain stage. Wow. Actually, technically, Trev, phase 45 puts a little hair on your sound, just a touch. Okay. Yeah, he takes it into edge of breakups out. For whatever reason, it's got a grittiness to it, which I love. And so...
Like a little bit of fresh pepper? Yeah. Not spicy cayenne pepper, just a little bit of fresh pepper.
On the res, Mad Dog.
Yeah, Night Billy.
Better buds. Just saying. Well, see, you learn your modulation before you're into the front of your amp, don't you, John? Because I use, the Embers to goose my overdrive, or goose my amp, basically, the front end. Oh, apparently Scott Brockway ate at Taco Bell for dinner, Terry. Just saying.
As soon as you said that, I looked and I seen it, and I was like, okay, yeah.
If Doug's lurking, he knows. Beckley, West Virginia. I'm like, wow, Doug, you ordered as much Taco Bell as the other three of us.
Buffets.
Golden Corral, baby.
Chris Hunter says it's lunchtime Tuesday here. I randomly put on YouTube and found these guys live while eating my lunch. Awesome.
Nice. Yes, I think I met Chris through Andrew's channel at the 5150 British Blues Explosion, awesome, happy metal time rocking show. The Andrews channel.
Super Happy Lucky Fun Time channel.
Yeah. So, what else we got going on? Oh, you ate a bunch of raspberries. What are you, a bear? He eats a bunch of berries. Oh,
Raspberries are my least favorite berry. I mean, in a pinch of raspberry, they're just like they look too much like buttholes.
Oh my god!
Here's a preview. So, I purchased today a Jones Soda berry lemonade. So I'm like, really? Berry lemonade. What kind of berry? There's lots of berries. There's strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, huckleberry. Like, what?
Yeah.
Which one? Which one?
Gooseberry.
Blackjack Guitar asks, Ben, did you ever meet Dave Browing? He was a painter and his company was Dab Painting. Cheers. I don't think so.
Come back tomorrow for the answer. We'll enter that one into the hard drive. See what we get. Next time we talk about it, we'll have to remember
We'll let that, just kind of go off in the background. Let that process run in the background. We'll just minimize that window.
Oh, the painter guy. That's right.
I'm waiting for Aaron to pop in the chat. Yes, you have. Have you ever, how many times he's done that? Hey, have you ever tried this pedal? Nope, never heard of it. He goes, yeah, you did this and you did this and you did that. All right.
Given the time, he's probably putting his kiddos away to bed.
Who, Aaron?
Yeah.
If he has the kids. He didn't have the kids when we were FaceTiming on Saturday. Actually, no, he'd be... I surprised. Yeah, we'd even see it. Usually Mondays are practice, I thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm shrugging. Because you know why I don't know when their practice is? Because I'm not in the band. But if I was in the band, I would know when practice is. But since I'm not, that's information I don't need to know.
That adds up.
However, the album is... whatever. EP. Whatever. The group of songs. Whatever. The recordings. How about that? Will be out soon, Trev, because turns out there was one band member that wasn't happy with what they laid down on it. Okay? And it turns out there was a room mic on one of the channels, and as soon as you went, then all of a sudden their sound came alive and went, ah! And then and Aaron is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everything sounds great. He goes, really? And then, oh, yeah. So yeah. So I'll tell you off air.
Get that sorted out.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did mention Beckley, West Virginia. We stopped at Taco Bell. Actually, we've stopped in Beckley a few times. It's one of those points, like, I don't know if Beckley, West Virginia is a tank of gas away from Charlotte. I think that's kind of the way it works. If you happen to cross into West Virginia briefly on the way home from Charlotte, because you can go up, it diverges slightly. Depends if we're going to, especially if we're going to go up through Pittsburgh to Doug's house, or we go the other way and go to my house. Oh, you gotta choose basically at the Virginias. Are we going? Yes, that's the difference. Which side of Lake Ontario are we going to go around? Because you got to make that choice, Trev. In northern North Carolina, which side of the mountain range you want to be on? Basically,
Virginia's you're saying. West Virginia. Okay,
Yeah.
Here, let's go get this on.
okay. He's an hour south of there.
So here's Virginia,
Yeah.
Washington. So Charlotte, here's where we're starting from. Charlotte, here we're going to get up to your place. So you're coming up here. So here's West Virginia. And so it's not East Virginia, it's just Virginia and West Virginia.
Yeah, because there was Virginia, and then there was more than one, and you can't have two Virginias.
So then you're pretty much deciding whether you're going up this way or you're coming up this way. Pittsburgh. Do you want to go through Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, right?
John DeShane.
Probably not anymore. Deal. So you go through Buffalo here, and you come up in this. Is this the way you make your way up there?
I usually cross well, it depends. If we're dropping me off first, we cross 1,000 Islands. Because I'm just north of where it juts out in Lake Ontario there. Where you see that jut out along the top, that's Prince Edward County. See, I can tell even from Satellite View because I know where I am. So it's easier to go up and around through like Alexander Bay, across Thousand Islands, across that
New York than I thought.
Yeah. Up through Watertown, Syracuse area, all that.
There's Watertown.
Ithaca. I had some nice pizza in Ithaca one night, Terry. Nice little town. Nice little upstate New York town.
Rochester.
Rochester is not a nice town anymore. It's a bit of a dump. I'm just saying. Well, we have somebody from Irondequoit here. That's a suburb of Rochester, for those who don't know. See, I know all my Rochester stuff because that's what our American TV station were. Like, whereas you would get the Seattle stations, Trev, and we would always get Rochester because it's right across the lake. So, for whatever reason, and that's why I know a lot about Rochester.
Fair enough.
Jim Woodard, he's like, Rochester is a effing dump.
So it's worse than New Jersey?
Pittsburgh or Detroit?
I can't say I haven't been to New Jersey, but I have been to Rochester. So, hey, Squire Telecaster.
The Anchor Bar
Will do.
restaurant must be there.
So I suppose we should wrap things up. We've got an hour and a half. We've got 46 people watching. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. New or returning, thumbs up, please. It helps. Anyone know how much the Made for Canada 800s are worth? What are the Made for Canada 800s?
I was just looking at one today. I could bring it back up. I think it's close to $4,000 for a brand new JCM 800.
Ah, okay. That's what it was.
Oh, I was wondering what that was.
Or was that the original Made for Canada 800s? You know, the back in the day ones, right? Which, because they're basically the same now.
I thought that was just with high watts.
Yeah, might have been.
They got Dr. Z's.
Maybe some Marshalls too. I don't know. Rochester's the Bakersfield of New York.
Oh, God.
I haven't been to Bakersfield. I've only heard its reputation. So, on that note, he's been Terry. That's been Trev. I've been Ben. This has been my drink. Trev's still looking at amps. Because he's got a 412 that's empty on top. Show us a guitar of the day from your rack. All right. All right, we'll do a vote in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for you're an idiot. So I want to see ones. For the Dario XS strings. Woo! A fellow is going to put them on. Oh, there we are. We're up. Which one? That one. Yeah. Yeah, maple there. Yeah, maple fretboard. Perfect. We'll put them on this. How? Let's get this in the light. How do these ones look? Oh, yeah, they're dead in the first position. Apparently it's playing nothing but cowboy chords on it. Imagine that. So,
3.
3. All right.
Un, deux, trois.
Here, I'll do a solo because Chris is new. There you go, Chris. She's got all the wear. Not too much about the wear.
Natural relicking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of forest relicking.
Yep. She's got a lot. Although you'd think, let's see, does this show up? Oh, yeah. There you go, Trav. She does have some significant relic.
Not on by beavers.
Yeah. I never did put strap blocks on this thing.
These little red washers off the Grolsch beers. I mean,
And look at
that's
that. I bet you, Trev, I haven't played this thing in a month. Oh, apparently it's in drop.
Bong.
Like, oh, apparently the low. I was playing in drop D. Yeah, we'll give this thing some love. How the frets look? Do I have to polish the frets? Fuck, I do too, don't I?
probably.
Yeah, no, there's the question.
don't want to.
Do you
Oh.
put new strings on a new guitar, or do you put new strings on an old guitar?
Wow, there's like nothing left of these frets. God damn. No, there's actually. I'm just looking at the second fret. The fret is like scooped out between the B and E strings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I can see the neck. Oh, yes, there's no fret height on this thing. God damn. That's why I don't even like polishing them.
Was that the one you were going to buy a neck for, and then just put a new neck on it and keep the old neck around, so you had it to be vintage?
Oh, I was going to do that with the 71 because the 71's got the back bow in the neck. Resonant, old guitar, resonant. Yeah. How do you get on Zoom calls? You become a channel member or a Patreon. Patron on Patreon. And then post a link, and it will be on either the community tab if you're a member or on Patreon if you're a patron. Telecasters don't really need frets. That's true. I just wish you could see the amount of checking. I don't know if it'll. Oh yeah, if you get it really close.
Oh, you can see that scratch.
Oh, I know. Well, no, those are checks. Those aren't
Or
scratches,
checks.
Terry.
Yeah. Well, that's.
But if you get close, that looks almost like flame. That ain't flame.
Yeah.
That's all checking. Like the checks are all millimeters apart across the entire guitar, pretty much. It's crazy.
Well, given the age of that guitar, it should have that kind of.
Oh yeah, but it looked like this
Probably,
in the '80s.
An interesting sample of DNA off of those bridge saddles too, I'll bet.
Actually, some of these bigger cards are newer, Terry. Come to think of it, I didn't notice all these big ones in the back before. That's new. No, they won't show off. But yeah, what we call them. Well, then again, they do have some dirt in them, so it might be there for a while. Yeah, what are you gonna do? And I was leaning against something here. I can see a strap pattern, like a nylon burn in.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That might even be just from no. That's denim. It's got denim from so much.
Hours and hours and hours resting on denim.
Good ding there.
The light just right. No. All right. Where am I? There we are. Easy. There you go. Right under the halo. Looks like a whole bunch of hash. That'd be denim.
A bit of checker there. Natural grip.
Nice. Yeah. She feels balanced. No, she just sits on the hip real well.
Butterscotch equals TV yellow. No.
No, they're not the same. I'm not really partial to new tellies that are butterscotch color. They just don't look right. Like, you gotta age into that color, or at least be a satin finish. It can't be a glossy, deep butterscotch. That just looks weird.
Chris Hunter says Terry Trev Hughes got a guitar of the day there too.
So mine's the same as always, this episode.
Nice.
Well, I'll go with what's at the front of the rack. blacktop
excuse me.
H Strat that I converted to having the 3 lace sensors.
Okay. It's like, those EMGs in there?
Nope. The ultimate pack, blue, silver in the center, and red in the bridge.
Well, look, you all patriotic.
And also the good old push for 7-way.
Right. I'm a fan
Oh,
of
yay, we love guitars. Nice. Hey, Chad. One.
Yes, red, blue, silver. In case those that don't know, in the color scheme of the lace sensor pickups, blue is a 50s style humbucker pickup. Silver is a 70s Fender style pickup. And red is just like a Hot Plus kind of single coil.
I got to recap once more because Chad's in here now, Terry. Good.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being, Trav, he's a Cape Bretoner. So he would probably be interested in the fact that October 9th, October 9th, Stuart Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
He's well aware of who Stuart Cameron is. You can't grow up in Sydney and not know, Trav. I'm just saying.
Right.
I think he lived in Port Hawkesbury. Whatever. It's not a big island. It is, but it isn't. So. Yeah. Oh, apparently Trev just decided to just leave the conversation.
And
See,
on that note,
I thought you would like that, buddy. So, yes. Don't be clicking on stuff.
It was the comments there. Stupid login.
So, on that note, we should wrap things up. I'm glad that we did kind of ramble on enough that I could tell Trad that. Yes. Stuart. Well, he would have probably saw the preview like, oh, tuning in. Anyways, if you guys tune in to YouTube that way, you're probably on Canadian internet. Yeah, probably.
It's like the good old days when you have to go and dust a rabbit ears to get the TV signal in.
Yeah.
Bang on the TV a couple times.
aren't we glad the CBC didn't have internet that would have been like AOL? That would have been bad.
Yeah. So we will, yes, everyone out there, have a great rest of your night. Early evening, evening for those on the West Coast, because it's the West Coast. And on that note, he's Terry again. See, still Terry, still Trev, still me,
Whatever.
still you. That's the way it works. I'll be seeing you. Nope. Only if you put out content, I'll be seeing you. But you'll be seeing me the next time I put out content. You'll see these guys next week, right here on my channel. And hold the doors open, let Terry ahead of you in traffic because Trevor's real. And where's the outro? There's the outro.
Pick up your trash.
Yep.
See you, Dale.